finale of the International Bowl from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Pits the Under-19 national team from the United States against the U19 squad from Canada. Hello everyone, David Salzman alongside Santoria Black. Santoria, on this USA squad, almost all the players on the roster will be playing football in some college campus beginning in the fall, but tonight, one last chance to represent USA football and, of course, their country.
Absolutely. At practice yesterday, head coach Elijah Brooks said this is the culmination of all of these days of the International Bowl. They want these guys to really take this game serious. They didn't practice very long. They went over a few things, but in the practice time that they did have, they really wanted to make sure that they honed in on making sure everything is fine-tuned. They want these guys to play hard, play fast, and the one thing they want to remember is this is a big Canada team. They want to make sure that they tackle well as well.
Right. This has become a budding rivalry. In fact, 2 nights ago, the U18 squad for Canada knocked off the U18 national team for the U.S. for the 6th time in 7 years. Now, the U.S. has had more success on the U19 level, but Canada's kept it close. This is oftentimes extremely competitive.
It really is, because you have a lot of guys from Canada as well. They're going to some type of Division I school as well, or college in Canada. So you got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. And I looked at some of those receivers from Canada. They are some big, big receivers.
Future is bright for football in Canada and, of course, here in the U.S. It should be a fun one, as it always is, to wrap up the International Bowl. The kickoff next on ESPN3. The International Bowl, presented by USA Football, brought to you by Riddell, the official protective equipment partner of USA Football. Gatorade, the official sports nutrition partner of USA Football. And Upper Deck, the official trading card of the U.S. national team. Head coach of the U19 national team for the United States, Elijah Brooks, recently completing his 7th season as head coach at DeMatha Catholic in Hyattsville, Maryland. 4 consecutive Washington Catholic Athletic Conference championships from 2013 through 2016. His 2016 squad finished 12-0. Steve Sumaro was the head coach of the U18 team for Canada Wednesday night. They knocked off the U.S. U18 national squad. And he is the head coach of the U19 team for Canada, also the head coach of Carleton University in Ottawa, Ontario. Our head coaching spotlight's brought to you by Siege Sports, the official uniform partner of the U.S. national team. Canada kicks it away. The United States to get the ball first, and they'll have decent field position as the kickoff sails out of bounds.
Well, this is where you have to set the tone. These two teams know that they're going to have a battle on their hands. Both of them have good size. Both of them have good speed. And so it's going to be up to the U.S. to really make sure that they get things started off on the right foot.
We have seen slow starts by the United States in the last 2 games of the day, and then both U.S. teams pulling away 50-6. The under-17 national team knocked up Team British Columbia in our last game. Quincy Patterson II from Chicago, Illinois, the future Virginia Tech Hokie, is at quarterback. Christian Turner from Flowery Branch, Georgia, one of the team captains, future Michigan Wolverine, is at tailback. 1st and 10 for the USA from their own 30. U.S. late to get their 11th man on the field. We've seen that throughout the International Bowl. This is just the 5th day these teams have been together, and their last practice and scrimmage was 2 days ago. Rashad Bateman, the future Minnesota Golden Gopher, with the first down grab and a gain of about 6 yards.
You got so many talented guys on this team. We talked earlier in the pregame about this, on how you got a lot of these guys who have already committed to their schools, signed during the early period, and this is what it's all about now, getting these guys on the field and seeing what they can do.
There are only a few uncommitted players on this U19 national squad. Setting up the screen and finding Turner. Cutting it inside for a first down. Good job by Brad Cecil, the left tackle, the future University of South Florida player in Tampa, to come out and make the nice block.
That's what you need. You need some good blocking. Canada needs to be able to make some pushes here to make sure that they get the U.S. a little bit off balance. They cannot afford for the U.S. to just march down the field.
1st and 10 for the 44. Handoff to Turner. Putting on the Jets as he turns the corner. Christian Turner, a foot race down the sideline. 56 yards, the USA on the board.
What a great job to start this out. The Michigan signee making it happen, turning the corner. Nobody was going to catch him. Great blocking up front.
We have seen from these United States teams, especially the older ones, the speed is a huge advantage. And this, the first example of that in our finale of the International Bowl.
Yeah, speed kills, and there was nobody that was going to catch Christian Turner once he turned the corner. The line did their job for him to get around the corner, and he did the rest.
Jim Harbaugh and staff's got to be happy with what they see from this young man. They already knew how talented he was. Buford High School, Flowery Branch, Georgia. Extra point up and good by Hayden Rome, Kincaid High School graduate in Houston, Texas. Just 39 seconds in, Christian Turner gives the U19 national squad a 7-0 lead, and that run deserves another look.
Yeah, you look at this right here. You're going to see how there's great blocking here. And then once he gets to the outside, look at that block right there that was given by Nigel Bethel Jr. from Miami, Florida. And it released Christian Turner to go around the corner, get into the end zone.
We usually see from these Canada teams a lot of physicality. They oftentimes have success running the ball against the United States, but again, the speed is a certain disadvantage for Team Canada. And trying to avoid the shell shock of giving up that 56-yard touchdown run just 39 seconds in, they will get the ball for the first time.
Yeah, they got to shake it off. They cannot afford to concentrate on that. They got to make sure that they think about the next play now.
A number of players from Canada having success on the Division I level. College football here in the States. Nathan Rourke, star quarterback, just a sophomore at the University of Ohio. 21 rushing touchdowns, an Ohio Bobcat record, one of many that we will highlight as our game goes along. Arthur Hamlin from Ottawa, Ontario, returns the kick to the 20, and that's where Canada will set up shop offensively for the first time.
This is where they have to answer now. Canada has to be able to move the ball down the field. You're not going to match some of the speed now, but you've got some size that you can definitely match, especially on the outside.
Jonathan Senecal from Mirabel, Quebec, is at quarterback. Jean-Paul Simonkinda from Ottawa is at tailback for Canada on this first down play, again from the 20-yard line. Simonkinda, and that's what we're talking about. If they can't get enough push up front, there's very little chance for a running back for Team Canada to be able to push it to the outside against this fast U19 defense.
Defensive coordinator Rob Henson, he's the head coach at Timber Creek in New Jersey. He said one of the things that he wants to do is make Canada stretch it out because he knows that they can't run with them as far as horizontally. So he wants to make sure that he's going to stop that run, make them pass the ball down the field.
Keyshawn Artis, another future Virginia Tech Hokie, on the tackle from Chesapeake, Virginia. And looked like someone kind of tripped over the feet of Senecal. There's also a flag down after that second down run.
We'll have to check and see what that flag is about. We're having a little bit of discussion about it.
Obvious again, Canada is not going to be
Illegal
able to pull
motion
off a Christian
on the
Turner run that
offense.
we
That
saw
penalty
in the
will be
first drive.
declined.
They have
Third
to have
down.
success between the tackles. Penalty declined for Canada, and so now 3rd and long.
Man, this is a position that this coaching staff from Canada did not want to be in. They do not want to have 3rd and long against this U19 team because one of the biggest things that they talked about is if they get into this kind of a situation, there's only a couple of things that they can do, run it out or pass the ball.
Canada's U18 squad got off to a slow start 2 nights ago, but a late interception and score just before halftime gave them momentum. That is going to be ruled a lateral and a fumble because the throw was behind where Senecal delivered it. And so a fumble recovery for the United States. And it is Jordan Minor, the future Penn State Nittany Lion, coming up with the football.
Huge mistake there by Team Canada. You have to be able to make sure that when you're going to throw a lateral like that in the backfield, you have to make sure that you come up with the football. This was just one of those things. Once it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, this is a live ball. And now Team Canada's defense is faced with Team USA having the ball 1st down and goal at the 10-yard line.
This could not have started off any worse for our visitors from north of the border. Already 7-0 on a 56-yard touchdown run by Christian Turner. And Quincy Patterson, the second now, leading his offense out for the 2nd time. Hassan Haskins is in the backfield, like Christian Turner, future Michigan Wolverine. Flag down before the snap.
Play clock.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
Offense just too casual getting out onto the field for this 1st down play. It's now 1st and goal from the 15. Receivers on the top of your screen, Rashad Bateman and Jacob Copeland. The reverse, it is Bateman untouched.
Bateman, the Minnesota commit, goes around the corner, and again, this is starting to get to be a nightmare for Team Canada because they cannot figure out what Team USA is doing offensively. Untouched, going around the corner, 10 yards for pay dirt.
First touchdown coming with 11:21 remaining in the 1st quarter, and the 2nd touchdown coming with 10:21 left. The pitch from Drew Jackson, and Bateman does the rest.
Everybody bit to one side for Canada.
And the fake going for 2 and incomplete. Oh, it's a nice throw by Drew Jackson. But Brendan Bass, future Kentucky Wildcat, should have hauled it in. Not before some more excitement by this U19 national squad. 13-0 the lead already, just 1:39 in. Rashad Bateman will play his college football in Minneapolis for the University of Minnesota. Multiple offers for this young man. Appalachian State, Georgia, Georgia State, Marshall, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Troy, just to name a few. UCF also coming off an undefeated season. Wanted Rashad Bateman on campus, but he'll head up north and play at UM.
At least he's going to play indoors.
Arthur Hamlin past the 25-yard line. Now they play outdoors now at the University of Minnesota.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Vikings played at their stadium for a year while their new stadium was being built. And of course, Vikings with that amazing victory over the New Orleans Saints in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs last weekend. You are thinking of the days when Minnesota played in the cavernous Metrodome.
Oh, it was cavernous. I did one game there.
You could probably hear yourself the whole time with the echo.
You could. The Golden Gophers playing in the Metrodome was like Tulane playing in the Superdome.
First down carry, and again, this U19 team has been waiting all day to get after Team Canada.
Coach Brooks says that he wants this defense to be extremely ferocious. And making a stop there, number 98, Shamari Hayes, 6'2", 289 out of Phoenix. He's one of the few players that's uncommitted right now.
Andreas Deck is the quarterback from Hamilton, Ontario. What a strong arm, delivering almost a strike to his intended target. In fact, Nathan Laflamme from Quebec was able to get behind two defenders and the ball just out of his reach.
Well, you know, if you're Canada, you had to feel good about that pass because even though it was incomplete, you know that you can get behind those guys in the secondary. Look at this again. If I'm Team USA, I'm going to make sure that I tell my guys, hey, don't let that guy get behind you. He had a couple of steps on him.
So now third down. 11 yards to go for the 26-yard line. Two early touchdown runs by the U.S. in this one. And they're going to rule the play dead, a flag.
Yeah, you had movement on the other side, and that was going to be number 21, Nathan Laflamme, that moved before the snap.
Well, we've seen all day the margin of error for these international teams, so small.
Hard penalty remains, third down.
And that is on Laflamme. And so now third down and 16. They're only, you mentioned Shamari Hayes uncommitted. There are just 4 players on this entire U19 team still uncommitted to play Division I football. Everyone else has, well, most of them have signed, a few waiting until the February signing period. A strike and a catch. And tripped up past the 35-yard line. Glodine Mulally from Moncton, New Brunswick.
Yeah, that was a great catch by Mulally. And that's what we talked about as far as the talent level and being able to look that ball in. This was just a great pass, great reception. Now Canada seems to have a few things going. Look at this strike. Right there in between two defenders. Right where that receiver should have been in the route. Good catch.
Now, he thought he got the first down. What would have been better in hindsight is if he just dove forward, but he tried to break the tackle and actually backpedaled. They mark him about a yard shy of the first down, and he understands his mistake after the nice grab. But on 4th and 1, Canada will punt. Fair catch called and made by Armani Chapman, our third future Virginia Tech Hokie we've already called in this game. 8:39 to go first quarter, 13-0 lead for the U19 national team.
Virginia Tech has got a few guys on here. West Virginia's got a couple of guys on this list. But I tell you what, one of the things that's interesting is you see all of these schools and colleges. It's great to see not only the bigger schools, but schools like App State, Southern Miss, USF, all those schools that are involved in some of the G5 schools.
I'll tell you, the job Justin Fuente's done at Virginia Tech's remarkable because he's replacing a legend in Frank Beamer.
Yep.
And that is so hard to do wherever that place is. And Fuente has made the transition look seamless. That's Turner. Or rather, I apologize, Hassan Haskins on the carry. He and Turner both will play in Michigan, and Haskins a first down run to the 31-yard line.
Good grief. How many signees does Michigan have on this team?
They have on this squad 5.
Wow.
Jamon and German Green, brothers from Dallas. Haskins, Turner, and finally Luke Schoonmaker, big 6'6" receiver from Old Saybrook, Connecticut. And that offense struggled in 2017. They're going to welcome this young offensive talent to Ann Arbor playing here at the International Bowl.
As long as they don't be Wisconsin, I'm fine. Maryland, of course, Big Ten, Indiana, Big Ten, Penn State, Minnesota. A lot of Big Ten guys, Ohio State.
Still odd when you say Maryland's part of the Big Ten, but it's true. From the 34-yard line, Haskins trying to bounce it to the outside. Team Canada there.
Yes.
Benjamin Haladic, number 52, was there first. And then a great job wrapping the runner up by the ankles. That man, number 3, Arthur Hamlin from Ottawa.
No question. You look at this pursuit down the line, and this is where the coaches talked about Canada can run horizontally here.
Hamlin, after making the tackle, then you see them checking out where his leg is taped just below his right knee. He'll be tended to on the AT&T Stadium turf. 4th straight year the International Bowl has been held here. It's the 9th year overall for this great event. It is put on by USA Football, and not only do they put on this International Bowl, but they help make the game of football safer for players, especially young players, all across the country. They have master trained coaches that go all across the country to teach coaches the proper technique in which to show their players as they practice to play on the gridiron. USAFootball.com has all the information about this wonderful organization. That's a drop. Tavion Thomas, future Oklahoma Sooner, couldn't haul it in. And it's 4th down now for the U.S.
Amazing talent all over this field for both teams. I was talking to Coach Brooks. He said, you have so many personalities, so much talent here. Getting everybody to play on one accord is always the biggest challenge.
It's a first punt of the game, and it'll be from Rome, who's also their kicker. Rome will attend MIT. Good punt.
Nice kick.
Fair catch. At the 25. I think our color analyst, Santoria Black, was a bit surprised by the distance on that punt. Looked good.
Man.
Aidan O'Neill from Sackville, New Brunswick with the fair catch for Team Canada. 6:52 to go in the first quarter, and Team Canada looking to cut in to this 13-0 deficit, and it got on them early. Christian Turner, 39 seconds in, a 56-yard touchdown run, and then Rashad Bateman, 15-yard touchdown run on a reverse. It was 13-0 with 10:21 to go in this first quarter. Senecal is back in at quarterback. Simon Kinda at tailback. Handoff up the middle. That's where we feel Canada could have an advantage as the game goes along. Those big bodies up front pushing back the defensive front for the United States.
You can. Now, this is a good run. This is a good place to start off. But remember, the U.S. does a great job of adjusting. So that's why you're going to have to also go to the pass as well, because you know the U.S. is going to be ready for this.
We saw Andreas Duke with a strong arm. Let's see. Senecal will throw here. He'll attempt one on 2nd down. Zipping it in one-on-one coverage. Oh, and hauling in the one-handed grab. What a job. Nathan Laflamme.
Laflamme just with an amazing catch going down the field. You couldn't have better coverage. And what an unbelievable play for Team Canada. They're in Team USA territory. This is all Laflamme. Great throw, but an even more amazing catch. Look at this. Bringing it in with one hand with one-on-one coverage with Jamon Green from Dallas.
Short run on 1st down. Stadium still buzzing over that grab. That deserves a second look.
This is where we talk about as far as the talent level. This is just amazing athleticism. Bringing this in with the left hand, securing it on the body. That's big time right there.
Play Canada needed. They're on the move now inside the 30. Coming kinda cutting back, but getting no gain. 3rd down now for Team Canada.
Remember what we said. the pass, you have the running game going, but you have to make sure that you pass the football.
Just on Tyler Lacey, number 91 from Saxe, Texas, here in the Dallas area, future Oklahoma State Cowboy. He'll wave the weed up in Stillwater. He and his teammates looking for the third down stop. First down marker just shy of the 20.
There's nobody smaller than 260 across the line.
Taking the handoff. Senecal. Catch made. And I believe just shy of the first. That's a nice diving tackle made by Jalen Reed from Olive Branch, Mississippi.
Yeah, the looks like the stop was made about a yard short. Fourth down from Team Canada. And by the way, this is in the territory of the field goal kicker.
But down 2 touchdowns. Looks like they'll keep the offense on the field. They're going to go big here. So we've been bigger up front. Here we go. 4th down and 1 for Team Canada. Just one wide out is LaFlamme, who made the amazing catch a minute ago. Old-fashioned I formation with the quarterback Senecal under center. Ooh. Oh, there was early movement. Some flinching just before the snap.
Well, this changes things. It's on Team Canada. It's a false start. So this changes things from 4th and 1 out of 4th and 6.
False start. Number 56 of the offense. 5-yard penalty remains. 4th down.
Yeah, that was on Charles Laval from Grand Falls,
New Brunswick. Big fella will trot off, and now that changes the dynamic, and they will go for the field goal try. Now, we were watching David Soley in warm-ups from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. He was kicking field goals from 50. This is within his range. You just mentioned about him. 44 yards on the field goal try. Blocked. Right into the hands of Justin Talendier II. Flag down, but the USA is going to get the football.
Great special teams play there by Team USA. Now let's check that flag and see who it's going to be charged to.
After the block, so Canada will not get another shot. Former Pittsburgh Panther picking up the football off the turf after the block.
Personal foul, face mask, number 10 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, USA.
It's actually on Soley, the kicker. And so that'll add 15 yards for Team USA. Let's see who got this. Boy, pick one of them. Armani.
Jordan Minor.
You think Jordan Minor? Future Penn State Nittany Lion.
Yeah, it looks like he got his hands out.
Yeah, Chapman was there too. Ball up to the 43. Quincy Patterson to second. He's been the quarterback all this first quarter. Stepping up. Good job to extend the play. Heaving the pass downfield. Boy, what an arm that young man has, but that's too long for Bethel.
That was an amazing throw downfield, just too long.
I don't think he even plants his foot. He threw that over 40 yards downfield on a dead run.
This kid's got an amazing arm. Just look how he throws this ball. He scrambles out to one side, and as he's scrambling, look at him just launch this ball on the run. That is just an amazing throw downfield.
Zone read handoff. Breaking through past midfield, and then his knee on the ground. He couldn't get around the block. Daniel Arias, but Tavion Thomas, big 6'2", 234-pounder on the carry.
Third down and short here for Team USA. This is kind of what they wanted to have, this third down and short. And you can see this run. And he was able to break a couple tackles, as a matter of fact, going around the corner. Could not get around his own block. Otherwise, he might have gotten the first down.
I'll remind Sooner fans of Samaje Perine, who did play also for USA football. Big, fast young man, again, 6'2", 234, and then he dives forward here for the first down to the Canada 46.
They'll stop the clock with 3:01 left and move the chains.
Turner, with a 56-yard touchdown run to begin the scoring, is now back in a tailback. Fake. Patterson up the seam, just too high for Bateman.
Just a bit high. He makes that. If he makes that throw, he's going down the seam for 6. Baden, of course, from Georgia, headed on to Minnesota.
I mean, another way for him to show off his arm. He's been a little off in his last 2 throws, but there's nothing wrong with that zip on the throw.
He's got the strength, the zip. It's just the accuracy that he's got to work on.
He zips this one to Bateman, who makes the catch this time. And he got it up for the first, about 11 yards.
Man, these Team USA receivers are so athletic. How they jump up in the air, grab the ball at the highest point. They're able to turn, secure the ball, and then take off with just amazing athleticism.
Fresh set of downs for Team USA. On the keeper, Patterson to the 30. USA now over 100 yards on the ground in this first quarter.
The way that they're going here, they're going to have 300 yards for the game on the ground. They're just absolutely just running the football right down Canada's throat. And they're saying, hey, you want to stop us? If you can stop us, do it. Otherwise, we're going to keep on running the football. And just when they get comfortable trying to stop the run, they go for the pass.
3 wides for Patterson. Handoff. Turner. No way to turn the corner this time like he did in his 56-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, but he made one of the defenders pay for it as he turned the corner. So it'll be 3rd down and about 3 here. Maybe 3rd down and 3, which is manageable here.
Yeah, Turner, some good power for a man this size. And right, he makes Kevin Vital from St. Hubert, Quebec, pay for that hit. A player is down for Team Canada. Right around where the tackle was made. That Zachary Heine from Thunder Bay, Ontario, who gets up on his own power. Rather, I apologize. That's Matthew Mendez, 98, not 88, from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
You know, on this Team USA squad, one of the coaches on this squad is Byron Westbrook. He is the brother of Brian Westbrook, who played in the league. He's coaching the cornerbacks. He also coaches high school football.
We talk about the fun experience for the players, but the coaches, same thing, to be able to be surrounded by such talent and give them the experience of playing here on this AT&T Stadium turf. But the coaches all talk to each other, share knowledge, and they'll bring them back to their respective high school campuses. Wanting to set up the screen, and that didn't go far from the start.
At all.
Copeland, the intended receiver.
Great defensive play there by Team Canada, not allowing anything to happen. Now it's 4th down. And see what they decide to do here.
4th and 2. You're at the 27. Could be a long field goal, but kind of in that gray area. Elijah Brooks will keep his offense on the field. Turn to the tailback. He'll get the call up the middle. Oh, lowering his shoulder for some more room, and this is very, very close. That's the 2nd straight time we've seen the power of Christian Turner. Just stands at 5'10", 190, but he plays a lot bigger than that, and it's enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, he keeps those legs moving. He's got a real low center of gravity, and that's why he's able to make that push. You can look at it again. Here's the push that he makes right there. He's got those legs going, low center of gravity. He lifts up with his shoulder and keeps on driving forward.
Isaiah Joseph with the tackle, going backwards as he finally got Turner down. Patterson in the pocket. Buying time. Unable to get away, a sack. Charles Lee Ollery Tardif brings Patterson down. Back at the 31, a loss of 6.
You got to have that mental clock going in your head. At that point, maybe you should have thrown it away here because nobody was open. This is a coverage sack because everybody was covered.
2nd down and 16. And the clock winds down to end the first quarter of play. Wayne McMahon, president of Siege Sports, the official uniform provider of USA Football. He will join us when we come back as we begin the 2nd quarter of action in our grand finale of the International Bowl. 2 early scores for Team USA. They're up 13-0. Through a quarter, the U.S. Under-19 national team a 13-0 lead over the U-19 squad from Team Canada, the finale of the International Bowl presented by USA Football. Well, every U.S. team has worn different uniforms, and that's by design. And to learn more, we're joined by Wayne McMahon, the president of Siege Sports, the official uniform provider of USA Football. Thanks for joining us, and tell us about the experience and how it feels to create the uniforms for all these USA teams.
It feels great. We really appreciate the opportunity to partner with USA Football. We very much enjoy the partnership, and it's great bringing what they want to do to life each year.
Well, what sets these uniforms apart from others that we see?
Well, this year we really focused in on integrating the value words that they hold near and dear at the lower levels, trying to make it very aspirational to the program. Specific to this game, USA Football had an idea that they would want an all-black uniform. The thing that was a little bit unique about these specific uniforms was we put the presidential seal on the left and right sleeve. That was something that was a little bit unique, and obviously just kind of integrated the overall feel and theme that they wanted to tie back in the aesthetic.
The U-18 national team back on Wednesday night, I believe you had the American flag on over the shoulder. You had red, white, and blue all over, but then the main color was gray. Thought process going into that uniform?
Just trying to do something fun that the kids really like, and again, kind of reinforce a lot of the things that USA Football stands for and what they're trying to promote within their program.
Do you have a personal favorite?
U-19 this year, we've wanted to do an all-black set for a long time. One of the ones that you guys may have seen if you were watching the games earlier in the week, we did an all-red uniform. We've always wanted to do one of those, but it's always nice to put out different things out there for both the viewers and the athletes and coaches.
Field goal up and good, and so Hayden Rome puts the U.S. 19 national team up 16-0. Wayne McMahon, president of Siege Sports, joining us. If someone wants more information about your company, the best way to gather that?
A couple different things that you can do. You can follow us on social media at Siege Sports, or you can also go to our website at www.siegesports.com.
Congratulations on what you have done to help make this a tremendous event with all the different uniforms we've seen from the USA teams. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Our pleasure.
Again, Wayne McMahon, president of Siege Sports. 16-0 the lead as the U.S. national team extends their edge over Team Canada. And fans at MIT will enjoy seeing Hayden Rome kick with that amount of accuracy for them up in the Boston area beginning this fall. 2 early touchdowns for Team USA. Christian Turner, 56-yard touchdown run, 39 seconds in, and a minute 39 in on a reverse Rashad Bateman 15-yard touchdown. And now again 16-0 after the field goal. Team Canada shown some glimpses, Santoria Black, but the athleticism, especially the speed of this USA team, has been the main factor in the 16-point edge.
Yeah, it really has. They have not been able to defend the edge very well. And of course, once they get past that second line, it's awfully hard to stop this Team USA running game. Coach Brooks talked about how impressed he was with the 3 running backs that he has, and we've seen already what speed can do. Team Canada just does not have the speed that Team USA has, and that's going to be an ongoing problem if they just keep allowing the jet sweeps, getting around the edge, not setting those edges, those kind of things.
The U-18 game saw Canada win over the U.S. 44-26. Turnovers played a major factor. USA threw 3 interceptions. So far, no turnovers by this U.S. U-19 squad. 2 receivers, 3 defenders there. Pass from Duke sails over all of them, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just, you know, one of the biggest challenges that Team Canada will have, they have to be able to move the ball, have a sustaining drive, and eventually put the ball in the end zone. We're down 16-0 right now. That's not a big score to overcome, but when you can't move the ball, it's a lot.
Steve Samara, the head coach of Canada, looks on. And quickly want to thank again Wayne McMahon, the president of Siege Sports, for joining us. I like this uniform as well the USA is wearing. The black uniform, the clear white numbers. Of course, any broadcaster just wants to see clear numbers on the uniforms. We have that from both teams here in this final game.
Christian Turner, boy, 3 carries, 61 yards and a touchdown already. Rashad Bateman, one run, 15 yards and a touchdown.
First quarter yards, 125 to 57 for the United States. Canada has yet to convert a third down. One reason being they've been in third and long most of this one. They're now 3rd and 13 on this drive. Pressure, sack.
Wow.
Tyler Lacey, the sack of the 13.
And that's what Team Canada did not need right there. They needed to move the ball forward, but again, that rush was just coming. There was nothing that you could do about it. Look at this rush coming from the backside, and before you know it, you had a defender right in your face. I mean, he didn't even have a chance. He just absolutely whipped the offensive lineman on that side of the ball. That was number 75, Lavoie.
So another punt. Deep snap will be caught in the end zone. Soley gets this away. The return by Isaiah Bolden Stinson. Oh, trying to reverse field. They wouldn't want him to do this in Tallahassee. He's a future for Florida State Seminole. He looks good doing it here, but there's a flag down. How about a flip for good measure? He'll get a flag for that.
Well, you're going to have an illegal block in the back or a hold right there at about the 32-yard line. We'll have to check and see, but then, of course, a celebration penalty there.
See Elijah Brooks, head coach of the U19 squad. He's arms outstretched, saying, I didn't see the illegal block, and it was away from the play as well. The flag is in the middle of the field.
Right, the play came from your side.
All the action came on both sides. Now, the flag for unsportsmanlike conduct will stay. Although I'll give a 9-4 for the flip by Bolden Stinson from Wesley Chapel, Florida. Still awaiting the call here.
Well, I don't know what we're going to do here on this call, but they're still talking it over with Team Canada.
So Isaiah Bolden Stinson, an interesting story. He had committed to Florida State, then switched to Oregon. Then Willie Taggart moved from Oregon to be the head coach of Florida State.
Goes back to Florida State.
Bolden Stinson's now going to be a Florida State Seminole. 4 stars from most recruiting services. We just saw live at that size and speed.
During the return, we have a personal foul, hands to the face, number 25 of the passing team. Also, after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct by the scoring team. Both teams have elected to enforce those fouls on the kickoff. Therefore, the yardage will offset, and we will kick from the 40-yard line.
Basically, the touchdown stands.
Touchdown stands, and the penalty's offset. And so the kickoff's going to be from the 40. And that's now a 22-0 lead for the United States with the extra point coming. Hayden Rome on again. Just took 39 seconds for the U.S. to begin to show its dominance. Well, you're not going to be able to do this against Clemson. But have a little fun. Isaiah Bolden Stinson on this return.
This was just a great job. When he reversed his field, it made me nervous because he went about 10 yards back. Pointing directions. Great block there. Another block sealing it off. Now, of course, a little celebration at the end.
Well, Jordan Minor followed him, flipping into the end zone. 23-0 now. Hey, ran about what, 120 yards to get that done? Elijah Brooks' squad has been the aggressor from the outset.
Yeah, they have.
23-0 again, the score. And the U18 squad from Canada came back and then pulled away late for a 44-26 win over the Under-18 national team from the United States. That our nightcap on Wednesday night. Obviously, this is a different story so far.
Oh, yeah.
On this Friday evening.
When you look at Coach Brooks, he is over one of the most successful high school programs in the nation, DeMatha High School in Maryland. 10 D1 commits usually on average per year.
Wow.
4 straight state championships, 2013 through 2016. He just has a real big program over there. And he's been offered to go to get other jobs.
Not much doing past the 15-yard line. Aiden O'Neill is brought down. This is the largest annual international competition in American football. For more information about this event, go to internationalballix.com. But for more information about all the great things USA Football does, go to usafootball.com. Helping out players and coaches from around the country. And next weekend, it'll be the country's largest annual conference for youth and high school coaches and administrators. USA Football's National Conference, coinciding with the NFL Pro Bowl weekend in Orlando, Florida. Pro Football Hall of Famers Chris Carter, Mike Singletary, as well as experts at all levels of the sport will be there. And for more information, go to usafootball.com/national conference.
Now, Elizabeth, who's been our media liaison, she's been here all week. Now, if I carry the luggage, can I go with you guys? See, I'm going to Orlando.
I don't think it got down to 15 degrees in Orlando earlier this week, but we did here in Dallas, unusual temperatures.
I'm going to Orlando with Elizabeth and Aaron and those guys.
Get you a seat on the charter flight?
Yep, just hold the bags and coats.
2nd and 12. Senecal has trouble with the snap. Trouble, almost intercepted. Oh, is intercepted. Well, went through the hands of Armani Chapman. How about German Green? The concentration and the dive. And the future Michigan Wolverine has the pick.
This is the tip drill that oftentimes coaches talk about when the secondary is working on things. They do this all the time in practice. You see the quarterback kind of mishandling the snap, struggling, going, and then tossing the ball back across the field. There's a tip and the tip drill.
Wow.
This is why they work on that. They worked on that yesterday. Very short amount of time, but they were in their individual groups. They were working on the tip drill, popping it up in the air, coming down with the ball.
Yeah, this is the last chance for these young men to represent USA Football. Many of these players got their start on the U15 teams 5 years ago, and now taking part in the grand finale of International Bowl 9. First chance to see Jalen Maiden. Now, he has been with USA Football since the age of 14. The last time he played at the International Bowl was here 2 years ago for the Under-17 squad. And quite frankly, he was easily the best player on the field. He's from nearby Rowlett, Texas. He attended Saxe High School. His teammate, Drew Jackson, going to Washington State, a member of that Saxe High School team. Maiden keeping his commitment and signing with Mississippi State after Dan Mullen left to become the head coach of Florida. Over 2,300 all-purpose yards as the quarterback of Saxe High School in 2017 for Maiden. He is a good one at 6'3", 215.
Yeah, Drew Jackson, you talked about his teammate. He's going, or someone that he's played with, going to Washington State. And if you didn't know, you would know the sad story that happened there. Quarterback committed suicide there, and that's something that, has just ripped that entire school apart because, they loved him, trying to still find answers for that.
Thomas. Now 2nd down coming.
Those uniforms are pretty snazzy. When you're up close and you look at those things, you see the flags and the seals and all of that. Those are really nice uniforms representing the country.
They can get a first down. The first down marker's up to 1. 2nd and 6. Maiden hands off Thomas. Big block in front. Touchdown. When we see this replay, watch number 79, Darian Kennard, 6'7", 345, the future Kentucky Wildcat from Cleveland, Ohio, pushing the end back for Canada to allow the future Sooner, Tavion Thomas, to score.
This wasn't even fair when you watch the replay. By the way, it's a really good crowd here tonight for this game. But look, this was not even fair, the way that he pushed that lineman back. Extra point try coming up.
Well, Centuria Black, we are a PAT away from it being USA 177, opponents 6 today in the final day of the International Bowl. Now, that's a surprise. Now, obviously, Football is bigger here than in other countries. It's developing so well, though, in places like Canada and Mexico, who took part in the first 2 games. 3 USA teams have lost games to international opponents in this International Bowl, but not today. 30-0. He's from Dayton, Ohio, but he'll be playing his football in Norman, Oklahoma. Tavion Thomas, 6'2", 234, helping the USA pile it on in this first half. 30-0, 6:36 to go, second quarter.
It's just not fair. Did you see? Look at that touchdown. I want to go back to that one more time and look at this block. This should be illegal. Here's the run. And look at this. Oh, well, the push was just right there. You just saw it. It's just getting him going down the field. And just unbelievable.
Thomas Landry on the return.
We got some big hits from Canada, but man, they have not been able to stop the power and the speed yet from Team USA.
Well, top talent on this USA football national teams. They put him on this U19 squad now, and you know, you talked about Elijah Brooks at DeMatha Catholic and the talent he has there. Well, the talent that he and his staff are surrounded by here for the USA. So many of these guys you'll see make an impact on Saturdays. A few of them even in the fall as freshmen. Duke going deep, jump ball and incomplete. LaFlamme, who had the best catch of the game in the first quarter, he beat Jamon Green on that catch, but Green wins the battle there.
Well, you could tell on that particular pass that you had one of the you had the defender, Jamon Green, who did not turn around, but luckily he had his hands up, didn't put his body or his hands on the defender, and knocked the ball out of his hands.
.43 yards of offense for Canada so far. Early movement by the wideout on the top of your screen. Hono Iloki.
They say that real fast.
False start.
Too fast.
Number 85 of the offense. 5-yard penalty remains. Second down.
No, second down and 15 coming.
So when you start looking at this this coaching staff, Coach Brooks brought a couple of guys from DeMatha. His running backs coach, Martin Gibson. He also brought his offensive line coach, Deontay Holden.
USA football has produced some great players that have played on Saturdays and Sundays. Could we be seeing some players that will be added to the list? Corey Coleman, star at Baylor, now in the Cleveland Browns. Devin Funchess with Carolina. Todd Gurley, everyone's #1 pick in the 2018 fantasy football draft. A diving interception made. How about Jordan Minor coming up with a pick? Third interception by this USA defense in the first half.
The Penn State commit comes up and makes a diving, big-time interception. This is why James Franklin likes this kid at Penn, likes this kid coming to Penn State, because he sells out. He's absolutely athletic, and he's able to make plays happen. Wow. Take a look at this replay once again. The throw, I think that the interception is just completely athletic. This is just incredible. Diving, getting his hands under the ball, interception. Well, James Franklin is getting a good one at Penn State.
Yeah, that's just tremendous ability and anticipation to be able to come up with that interception. Spencer Sanders, Hopes to be the next Mason Rudolph at Oklahoma State at quarterback. And then a little razzle-dazzle. The catch by Bateman. The lateral to Hassan Haskins. And he gets just past the 30-yard line.
That's so DeMatha football. You got a lot of razzle-dazzle that goes on when you look at DeMatha football, and this is something right out of their playbook. Little misdirection, throwing Team Canada off.
Quick release by Sanders. Jacob Copeland, uncommitted from Pensacola, Florida, makes the grab, and that's enough for the first down.
We have a lot of coaches that are watching this game tonight to see about their commits, to see how they perform against this Team Canada squad. And I tell you what, they haven't disappointed anybody yet. Sanders
offers from Colorado, Ole Miss, North Carolina, Penn State, TCU, Texas A&M, Texas Tech. So I'm going to go play for the Mullet. Coach Gundy up in Stillwater.
You really got about 4 conferences on this list that dominate: Big 10, Big 12, SEC, what's the other?
ACC.
ACC.
Rolling out. Sanders turning on the Jets. Third down.
Going to be a flag play.
Flag right around when the tackle was made. Maybe a hold downfield. We'll get the call. 5:04 to go in the second quarter.
Personal foul, face mask, number 6 of the offense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Remains second down.
Interesting. They get Sanders for the face mask on his run.
Doesn't happen often from the offensive side of things. I asked Coach Brooks at practice yesterday, and I asked him, I said, Coach, do you ever get the itch to go to big-time schools? You get a stiff arm. Well, stiff arm turned into a face mask.
Setting up the screen. Second down and long. Hassan Haskins gets past the 10-yard line.
He got almost all of it back, and one of the officials tumbles over that ESPN 8-frame down the field.
2nd and 18 now, becomes 3rd down and about 3. Haskins from St. Louis, Missouri, and one of 5 future Michigan Wolverines on this U19 squad. Haskins.
He keeps moving the pile.
Forward progress stopped. It's already tough to get these talented men around the edge, but now some great push up front by this U19 team. They'll hurry here. 1st and goal as they try to add to this lead. Haskins dives forward, short.
I was talking about Coach Brooks, and I asked him, I said, you ever get the itch to leave DeMatha and go to a college? I said, you've done so much here. He says, all coaches want to leave and want to advance their career, but I'm over a national program that ranks nationally every year, so I can stay here until I get the right offer.
Haskins not denied this time. Touchdown.
Notice how most people are just not even shocked right now about the score. It's now 36-0 as we get ready to go in. We're not even at halftime yet.
It didn't take long to realize how tough of a task this would be for Team Canada. 56-yard touchdown run, 39 seconds in by Christian Turner. These guys just have not been stopped. Just one punt so far by the USA. Hassan Haskins has his first touchdown run.
If this were an MMA fight, it'd be over.
Hayden Rowe. 37-0. It's now 184-6 USA today in the 4 games of the International Bowl.
That is domination.
Canada's U18 squad defeated the U.S. U18 squad in our nightcap Wednesday night, and before that, Team Japan, a strong defensive performance, knocking off the U.S. U17 Stripes team. 1 week ago, U18 UANL squad from Mexico knocked off the Under-18 select team. So both Under-18 squads for USA football unable to win their games here at the International Bowl.
Yeah, but this This U19 squad is just so much talented.
They look down the list. We've already mentioned Minnesota, Penn State, Oklahoma State. We saw Taraja Mitchell make a few plays at linebacker. He's going to Ohio State, Mississippi State, Washington State. Yeah, players go to Oklahoma, as mentioned, Texas, Kentucky, Pittsburgh. Did I say Michigan? Oh, we've already mentioned the Wolverines. That's just an example. A lot of these players for Canada will play college football north of the border, where the game continues to develop. Why not, says Glodin Mulally. He'll take it out. Brought down shy of the 20-yard line.
Somebody loses a hat.
Charles Lee Alaritardif wanted a penalty for it. So, all 3 timeouts remaining for Canada. 3:56 to go, second quarter. They look to get some positivity before heading into the locker room at AT&T Stadium.
There's really nothing that you can tell your team going into halftime, except get out there and try your best. That's all you can really tell them.
37-0 to score. 207 yards for the United States. They've had a number of short fields off of Canada turnovers. And Simon Kinda breaks free. Physical runner, he'll be pushed back, but shy of the 25. A nice gain on first down.
Impressive run there so far on first down. Say his last name again, David?
Simon Kinda.
Simon Kinda from Ottawa, the running back, who's a pretty good sized kid. Well, just running into those players and then bouncing off and trying to go to the outside.
Lobbing a pass downfield out of the reach of Mulally, incomplete.
Yeah, it was great coverage there, step for step with Mulally. Defensively, these corners and safeties are just really sound, except for a couple of circus catches that were just unbelievable individual efforts. The U.S. has just shut down the passing game.
German green on coverage. Now third down. Duke at quarterback. On the slant. Incomplete from Mulally. Julius Brents featured Iowa Hawkeye with the good defense.
Going up there with Coach Franson. He's been consistent every single year. 9 wins. 8 or 9 wins every single year. Sometimes he cracks the 10-win mark over at Iowa. I tell you what, you talk about a consistent program, not just in the Big Ten, but in the country.
Kinnick Stadium is a fun place to watch a football game in Iowa City.
They have the big children's hospital that sits out where the kids can actually watch the game.
Right. Fans at one timeout will wave to them. Almost blocked by Bolden Stinson.
Nice
and no chance on the return. What a hard hit. That's Lake Corte Moore from Ottawa, Ontario, providing the push. But all USA pushing Canada back from the outset. 37-0. final game of this great three-day event, the largest annual international competition in American football, the International Bowl. 24 high school and middle school age teams across 8 nations on 3 continents. We saw Team Japan with a victory on Saturday. Or I apologize, 2 days ago on Wednesday. And last week, Team Nordic, their first appearance at the International Bowl, comprised of players and coaches from Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Sweden. Overall, approximately 70 countries across 6 continents possess a national federation dedicated solely to American football. This event is only going to grow.
I think you're going 4 days next year.
But not next year, soon. Thomas Landry, nice tackle, young man from Quebec. Wrapping up Drew Jackson, who'll play for Mike Leach up at Washington State.
Great school up there, of course. Washington State making a lot of changes and far and above. They're not your dad's Washington State. That's a much better team.
Well, Mr. Jackson knows he's going to get plenty of opportunities to make catches with that Mike Leach offense. Trying to stay on his feet, Turner. Once again, worth saying, 5'10", 190. He plays much stronger than that.
He does, and that's just because he's fundamentally, when you look at him run, I'm trying to see how I can explain this for people at home. You have some runners that have just a tremendous sense of gravity. You know, running low to the ground and moving your feet, not allowing your feet to get twisted, and you got great instincts.
Spencer Sanders, the quarterback, looks to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, room to run, and out of bounds, very close to the marker. In fact, it looks like the football is going to be marked right at the 49. It should barely be enough for the first.
Yep, that's right. When you have a low sense of gravity, though, and you know how to move your feet, let me see. Roger Craig was very good at that with the San Francisco 49ers. It was very difficult to bring him down because he got so low to the ground and moved his legs. He was a high stepper.
Sanders all sorts of time. Can't find anyone downfield. Now scrambling and checks down incomplete. Short arming Copeland.
He had the guy, but he just underthrew the football. But credit that offensive line for giving him all kinds of time to pass that football.
Quincy Patterson, the second, was the quarterback for all of the first quarter for the United States. Jalen Naden from nearby Rowlett, Texas, quarterback for 1 possession, and Spencer Sanders since. He's from nearby Denton, Texas, just north of us. Again, playing his college football up in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Sanders eludes the rush, finds his man. Drew Jackson dives forward for good measure for a couple of extra yards.
That was just a sick throw and catch. And then Drew Jackson not only making the catch, but able to make something happen. This was just thrown on a line. Flushing him out of the pocket, moving to his right. Look at this throw. They got to get out of the habit of waving that ball out there like that. A good seasoned defensive back would knock that ball out of there.
Team USA not taking its foot off the accelerator. They're up 37-0, but Elijah Brooks uses his first timeout. 1:08 remaining here in the second quarter. Over 200 yards of offense now for the United States. They are up to 239, and they've held Team Canada to 50 yards. Thomas Landry's going to be helped off the field. As you can see, favoring his left leg, really unable to put that full left foot down on the turf. Stay with us as we start halftime. Devon Hamrick is the business manager of Smart Helmet Technologies at Riddell. And you see, he has helped design what is called the Insight Training Tool. We will learn more about that. Of course, Riddell, the official protective equipment partner of USA Football. That'll be our first halftime segment. And then we'll have first half highlights.
I have a chance
There's
to talk
plenty of scores.
I have a chance to talk to equipment managers from all over the South, and they swear by Riddell. They go to a lot of the conferences, equipment manager conferences, in order to see what the latest technology is as far as helmets and things. It's very different than it used to be when you start looking at helmets as we got a completion on the sideline here.
You remember the old days? That's Daniel Arias, future Colorado Buffalo with the catch. I mean, the helmets were bigger. You had all the protective padding all around. It really, I mean, Devon will be able to know this more than us, of course. It's been the last 5, maybe 10 years where the technology has just changed so much. You wear the lighter helmet now. Through the hands, incomplete. Drew Jackson would want a second chance at that football.
Yeah, you start looking at some of these helmets and the way that they're designed now, and one of the things that I heard from a couple of equipment managers is they want those helmets to help with decreasing the amount of concussions that players, student athletes get, especially at the college level, even at the high school level as well, but especially in college. Those are the people that deal with the most.
No question. As much as you can to lessen the impact of the hits that obviously are going to happen in this game. That's a big part of what Riddell does. Sanders needed about half a yard and got it, and gets out of bounds. Clock stop, 47 seconds left. First down for the U.S.
I remember when I first got measured for a helmet my sophomore year in high school. And I went in and looked to the coach and said, look like you got a big head. Didn't even measure it or anything.
They didn't measure?
No, he didn't measure it. He says, I think I know what you need. Went back, got a 7 3/4 and fit.
But it did fit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It wasn't too big, didn't move around too much?
No, he said, put that on, it'll fit. And I said, you didn't even measure, don't worry about it.
What position do you play?
Well, I had dreams of playing wide receiver and running back. Those are my dreams. In Pop Warner, I was very good at defensive tackle. And in my 9th grade year, I got moved to center.
Okay.
So I kept playing center in 10th grade, and I told the coach, I want to go out for 2 positions, fullback and kicker. He says, boy, you don't have the speed to a fullback, and you can't kick the ball well. You'll be center.
Well, you said you had dreams, right?
Hey,
why not ask?
I did run the ball once.
Sanders on the slant, good defense. Kevin Metal tips the pass away from Copeland.
I got one shot to run the ball late in the game. We were playing a school called Janesville Craig. That was our rival. I got 9 yards a carry.
So you averaged 9 yards a carry in your career.
I did.
It's pretty good. It's among the tops at your school, I imagine.
I don't know. There's a couple other guys there.
There's no foul for defensive pass interference on the play. It'll be second down.
A flag was down around where the play was made from Metal, and they pick it up. So now second down and 10, 39 seconds remaining in the first half.
Yeah, my time in the 40 was like a week.
Still got 9 yards, though.
Yeah, got 9 yards.
Is it like Rudy when you remember that one play as much as anything, like when Rudy made the tackle at South Bend?
Oh, yeah, I got a first down.
There you go. That pass behind. Arias incomplete.
I remember what he said. He said, all right, get in the game saying you're going to play fullback. We're going to give you the ball. It's going to be a dive right over the middle. Got the ball. I just kept running until I had about 3 or 4 guys over me. He says, I'm a dog. You got a first down.
He didn't give you a second carry?
No. He says, all right, you did that. We need you at center.
3rd and 10. Setting up the screen. Nice catch. Hassan Haskins rolled out of bounds past the 10. This is shy. Sorry, Centurion. It's shy of the first down by a couple of yards. Offense stays on the field.
They're just moving the ball at will.
Now, Elijah Brooks makes the decision to go for 3.
It's going to be 40-0 at half.
Well, this was unexpected. We knew this U19 team was so stacked. I mean, everyone on this roster is going to play on Saturdays beginning in the fall. This Team Canada U19 team has been awfully competitive in the recent past. Obviously not the case here today. Drew Jackson, the holder for Rowe. Kincaid High School graduate in Houston. He'll play at MIT. Play clock down to 0, so delay a game call.
Thanks, 4th down.
Rum has the leg for this, even as he backpedals 5 yards.
Oh, yeah, with no problem. He's kicked it from 40. So he definitely has to go for it.
Yeah, this will be 31 yards. Number 40 trying to give his team 40 in the first half.
No problem.
Nicely done. Made that look easy.
Would have been good for 40.
So 40-0 now, 19 seconds to go. USA today has outscored its international opponents 187-6. Isn't that more like a cricket score?
It is a cricket score.
And as fans look on, glad you're with us on ESPN3 and around the world through internationalbowl.com. I mentioned fans of Virginia Tech, Michigan, Penn State, Oklahoma State. We mentioned those schools so much already. Excited to see what future players you'll cheer for on campus on Saturdays are doing to represent USA football. USA national team alumni Corey Coleman, Devin Funchess, Todd Gurley, Samaje Perine, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu played for USA football. Jameis Winston, couple of years before moving on to Florida State and then being #1 pick in the draft by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kevin Hogan with the Cleveland Browns. The list goes on and on. One of the starting quarterbacks last season for Texas A&M, Nick Starkel. He put on the red, white, and blue for USA football.
Oh, hit a player.
Hits one of the up men for Canada. Bounces right back to the United States. Calvin Hart, future North Carolina State Wolfpack, says, I'll take that. And the USA now has it at its own 50 with 14, or at the 50 rather, with 14 seconds to go in the second quarter.
This ball hit right at his face mask, and once it hits a player, it's a live ball. Team USA recovers. I don't even know what to say. This. Wow, Team USA is just taking it to Canada. Remember those? I don't know if you remember that. I know you were a very good child. You ever heard stories about grandparents taking kids to the woodshed?
I imagine you're about to tell us a story about that.
There was a woodshed on my grandparents' farm. If they took you to the woodshed, you were going to get it.
Trickery coming. Bateman back to Sanders. Sanders downfield. 5 seconds left. Sanders out of bounds. Boy, how smart is he?
2 seconds.
Oh, they took the last second off the clock, and USA football has a right to protest this because Sanders went out of bounds because he saw that there was 2 seconds on the scoreboard clock. It goes down to 0. No one's moving off the field. I think our crew's going to add a second.
2 seconds.
Oh, they're actually going to rule at the end of the second quarter.
There were 2 seconds left when he came out of bounds.
If it's a close game, Elijah Brooks is going to protest. You're up 40-0. He's disappointed. But the USA will go into the locker room after about as dominating a first half as one could imagine from this group. Yeah, a wry smile on Brooks' face there. Even a wink to a member of his staff. Steve Shamari, his Under-18 team, won Wednesday night. But the Under-19 squad, a much different story. 40-0 in our finale of the International Bowl. Devon Hamrick, business manager of Smart Helmet Technologies at Riddell, will join us when we return. USA Football, the International Bowl, presented by USA Football, presented by Badger Sport, the official youth apparel provider of USA Football. Cutter's Gloves, the official gloves of USA Football. And Shadowman Sports, the preferred tackling equipment provider of USA Football. Finale of the International Bowl from AT&T Stadium. All U.S. Under-19 squad leading Team Canada 40-0. Special guest joining us, Devon Hamrick is the business manager of Smart Helmet Technologies at Riddell. And thanks for being with us. You're here to tell us more about the Insight training tool. How does it work?
Yeah, so Insight is a really truly smart helmet platform where all the helmets are outfitted with a sensor pad that monitors every impact during a practice, during a game, and when a significant impact or a series occurs, it alerts the sideline. So in an objective way, gives programs information they otherwise couldn't have. But you can also take that information and upload it to a website that correlates head impact exposure to football activity like drills, activities on the field that coaches can use to improve how they coach.
Wonderful, and I hear 30,000 athletes now using the Insight training tool.
Yeah, so at the end of last season, we had 30,000. The USA football players here are the first this year in 2018 amongst over 30,000 high school athletes that will be outfitted with these smart helmets next year.
Now, you were telling me during the break, you talked to a number of coaches from around the country to learn more from them. So how are you taking the data that you receive from the coaches and then turning that into making the Insight training tool an even better product?
Yeah, and what we're looking to do is enhance how coaches do that. Coaches are hungry for information. They want to have information that they can use to improve their program and improve how they coach and improve how their players play.
So a wonderful idea and tremendous what you're doing for the sport of football across the country. For someone who wants more information, what's the best way to get that?
They can go to Riddell.com and go to the Insight Smart Helmet page, or they can also email us at insighthelp@Riddell Sports.
All right, Devon Hamrick is the business manager of Smart Helmet Technologies at Riddell. Wonderful work you're doing, and thanks so much for joining us. Again, Devon Hamrick with Riddell with us here at AT&T Stadium. All U19 squad from the United States, they lead the break 40-0. Grand finale of the International Bowl on ESPN3. David Salzman, Centauria Black with you. The International Bowl, 9th edition, 4th straight year it's been here at this beautiful facility, AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Boy, is this U19 squad for the United States put on a show. And we'll see the first half highlights of this 40-0 edge.
Patterson gets the ball handed off. And right here, this is number 28, Christian Turner. He just turns on the Jets, comes down the sideline. No one is going to catch him. And right away, the U.S. is on top. This is that backwards lateral that ended up being a fumble on the play. Team USA recovers it, and it's Jordan Minor there. Then, once again, a little razzle-dazzle. Coming around the edge, just number 2, Rashad Bateman, the Minnesota commit, gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Now Canada goes deep here. This is an amazing catch. And this was by number 21, Nathan Laflamme. And Canada was in business, but then a blocked field goal by Team USA. And blocking that, recovering is Judson Tallendier from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. And then, once again, look at this run back. At one point in time, you see Bolden Stinson go one way, and then goes the other one, calls for some blocking to go on. He goes around the edge, gets the punt return for a touchdown. Team USA just dominates in this first half.
A flip for good measure for 15 yards. I don't think he minded. And then one of 3 interceptions by USA's defense. Boy, what a catch by German Green, the future Michigan Wolverine, setting up Tavion Thomas for the touchdown.
And then you see Canada right here, another pass going downfield, laying out for this ball by Team USA. That's number 4, Jordan Miner. And then once again, here's the gift right up the middle of the field. That's number 25, Hassan Haskins, getting into the end zone for another touchdown. And Team USA is just dominating Team Canada.
They're dominating in every respect. And even Hayden Rome, 31-yard field goal for good measure. That was with 19 seconds left. 40-0. U.S. over Canada. Stats to come. $40-0. U.S. Under-19 team leading Team Canada. Halftime of the final game of International Bowl 9 at AT&T Stadium. Why is it 40-0? Well, the halftime stats will show you why. And in fact, typically a team with 40 points and a half has more than 290 yards, but a lot of short fields coming off of 3 Canada turnovers. Still Santoria, 290-50 the edge. 1 first down for Canada, 14 for the United States. First touchdown came 39 seconds in. U.S. has kept its foot on the gas from the outset.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of passing yards for Team USA, but it's just running the football. I mean, you look at Christian Turner, he's got 63 yards rushing. You got Tavion Thomas, he's got 30 yards rushing, 23 yards rushing for Hassan Haskins. So they're spreading the ball around. The other thing that they're doing is they're just dominating the special teams as well. When you got domination on special teams, it's just unbelievable.
40-0. Second half to begin as we wrap up the International Bowl from Arlington after this. The International Bowl presented by USA Football, brought to you by Shock Doctor, the official mouthguard of USA Football. Superfan Fundraising, an official fundraising partner of USA Football. And Volt, official strength and conditioning partner of USA Football.
You like saying Volt, don't you?
I could use some strength and conditioning. I'll tell you what, anything to try to get closer to the speed of these U.S. players who have showed why they're just about all going to play football on Saturdays come the fall. Elijah Brooks, head coach, looks on. 44 plays for the United States, 21 for Canada. As we showed you last segment, 290 to 50. The edge in yards. Canada gets the ball first here in the second half. Mulally squeezing past the 25.
If you're Canada, the only place that you can start is from ground zero. I mean, you can't, there's no magic plays, there's nothing like that. I mean, it's 40 to nothing. The way that this defense is, they've been extremely stingy today.
50 total yards for Canada on those 21 plays. -7 rushing yards. They do have 57 yards through the year. Quarterbacks combined for Canada, 3 of 10. 2 interceptions, 3 turnovers overall for Canada in the first half. Jean-Paul Simonkinda with the carry to the 31-yard line. Game about 3.
One of the things that when you're looking at this Canadian team that they're trying to do more of is pushing their players to get more exposure in the United States.
Stepping back, Senecal. Timing pattern and coming back a little late to the ball was LaFlamme.
Yeah, just that time the ball was just thrown too low. You're right, timing pattern was everything right there. You got to come back to that ball. You got to make sure that that the quarterback and receiver are one accord there.
The only points an international team has scored today, second half touchdown by Team British Columbia, who fell in our last game to the U.S. Under-17 national squad, 50-6. We didn't expect more competitive games here, but boys, the U.S. been dominant. 2 receivers deep and just too long for Mulally.
A good throw, but just a little bit too long. Tried to get Mulally on a long go route. Three and out here for Team Canada.
So a punt coming. David Solie from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Just completed his freshman year at the University of Saskatchewan. He's been the kicker and punter so far today. He was the MVP for Canada at the U19 North American Championship game in Orlando last season. A loss on the return. They catch up to Jordan Minor. Brought down way back at the 16-yard line.
Now here's the thing, if you Team Canada, that's a little bit of momentum builder, but you would have to stop the ball. You have to stop offense, which has been tough today.
290 yards in the first half for Team USA. They scored in all 4 of their drives that went to the red zone. 152 on the ground, 138 through the air, a balanced attack, 14 first downs. They had the ball for 14 minutes. Spencer Sanders, 7 of 11 passing, 71 yards, in addition to 20 yards on the ground in the first half. The hitch to Bateman. Puts on the Jets and gets nice yardage on first down. Gain of about 8.
Just a simple play, And now it's not like Team USA is running anything fancy. That's just a simple hitch route.
It's been the speed that's been one of the big stories for the U.S. so far in this one. Philippe Lavoie from Quebec on the tackle. Straight ahead goes Christian Turner. First down. Gain of 10.
Turner ran hard in that first half of the ball game, and we saw the kind of speed that he has. First down, and you just see now Team USA just very methodical with this drive. Nothing fancy. Taking their time. Now they're calling the plays at the line. They're not getting in the huddle.
Big Brendan Bates, now a tight end, 6'5", 235, future Kentucky Wildcat wearing number 11. Sanders, future Oklahoma State Cowboy, takes the snap. Straight ahead, now to the outside. Hoping for a block from Drew Jackson, but I don't think that's Jackson's fault. That was Mital coming up to make the tackle. A nice quick play by the defensive back for Team Canada.
You're right. It was not his fault. You know, it was a bad angle. If you would have done it, if you would have made a block there, it would have been a legal block in the back. So it's not his fault on that one. It's just one of those plays where it was a bad angle coming around the edge.
No gain. Second down and 10. Turner dances for a gain of about 5. Turner in the first half, 63 yards, including a 56-yard touchdown run, just 39 seconds into the game. U.S. has not looked back from that opening drive.
I don't think any of the coaches got on the headsets anymore. Just took an observation.
Third down, a long 4. Catch, Jackson. To the Canada 48, future Washington State Cougar.
You know, and again, great job by going beyond the stick. And then turning around and being able to catch the football, getting the first down.
USA now over 300 yards of offense in this first half. Or in this game, rather. Had 290 in the first half. Again, Turner. Canada stacks him up this time. They had 5 between the tackles at the snap. Forward progress gives Turner a couple.
Yeah, Canada was played pretty aggressively on that particular play. They were able to get inside and stop the run. Something they haven't done too much tonight.
Methodical drive here to begin. First drive of the half for the U.S. Now looking to set up the screen. Turner tripped up. Nice tackle.
Good open field play there by Team Canada.
It was Dawson Bordages from Hamilton, Ontario. Or rather, I apologize. Give Shea Weeks the tackle from St. Adolphe, Manitoba. Third down now and 8. Going deep, looking for Jackson, has him! Extending the arm, but marked down at the 1.
Amazing effort by Jackson. Did you see how he caught that ball over his shoulder? That is why when you talk about some of these guys on this team, Drew Jackson, the Washington State commit, look at this throw, and even more impressively, that catch over the shoulder, in stride, down to the 1-yard line.
Perfect throw by Spencer Sanders. And now first and goal at the 1. Turner, the second touchdown. 46-0. The U.S. extends its lead with 6:34 to go in the third quarter.
Complete destruction.
Canada had a couple of chances on that drive to force the U.S. to punt. Spencer Sanders delivered the strike to Drew Jackson. And Turner again, his second touchdown run of the evening. Hayden Rome out for the PAT. Well, Canada has had much success in the U18 games with the United States of the International Bowl. Elijah Brooks' U19 team continuing a trend of dominance by the U.S. at this level?
Well, I think that the biggest thing here is that Team Canada, we saw it in the game against British Columbia with Team USA. We thought that game was going to be a little bit better than our first two games of the day. But there's something in practice that you can't simulate. You said this earlier today. You cannot simulate speed. You can't simulate the quickness, the agility, the athleticism. Not saying that Team Canada does not have it, but when you look at what Team USA is doing on the field, it is incredible how they move the ball.
I mean, these are your elite high school athletes for the United States. Most of these kids are 3- and 4-star guys. And just too much for Team Canada to try to overcome. 47-0 again is our score. 13-0 through one, 40-0 at the half. Well, I want to thank everyone with USA Football. What an event this has been. I know the games have been so one-sided today. And sure, it'd be nice to have closer games, especially our finale tonight. But it doesn't take away from the job that the USA Football staff has done to put this event together. They've been here 2 weeks. First games were back on January 12th, 1 week ago. Teams started to arrive January 8th, and from all accounts, it's just gone so smoothly. These players are together for 5 days, but how they fill the 5 days, quite something. Not just with practices and scrimmages, they do that on day 3. Community service, they get to shop. They get to eat some good barbecue, we're told.
Yes.
Makes me envious. And then, of course, it culminates with the actual game at AT&T Stadium. It's the reason why this event has become more popular. It seems to be more successful each and every year. Is the reason why kids so look forward to playing on the turf, home of the Dallas Cowboys, and trying to see themselves up on the 60-yard wide video board on the top of AT&T Stadium here. Incomplete pass on first down as Duke was pressured.
Well, when you look at college football, you talk about these teams that have signed these young men that will get ready to go. You talk about the amount of money that these programs spend in their athletic budgets in order to make sure, recruiting and making sure the training tables are good. There's a lot of money that's spent on recruiting these young men.
I love talking to Devon Hamrick with Riddell and what he's doing with that inside training tool. And there's so much being done through USA Football to make this a safer game. Look, there'll be violence, there'll be hits. That's what the game is always going to be about on some level. But it doesn't mean that more and more work can be done to, whether it's helmet, shoulder pad, just technology. The technology is incredible. How they try to make this as safe a game as possible to prevent injuries that we've seen in previous years. It works, and it'll continue to develop through the help of USA Football and events like these. Pressure again.
Trying to get it out to the wide receiver number 7, Loden Muwali.
A little bit of talking back and forth afterwards, but now 4th down and 6 coming for Canada, and the shutout still on the board. 5:18 to go, 3rd quarter. We've seen running clocks in our first 3 games due to the one-sided nature of these contests, and it's up to the team trailing to agree to start the running clock. First 2 games had running clocks beginning at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Late in the 4th is when the running clock began in our 3rd game. I mean, it's an interesting mix because you want to have all these players have the ability to earn their stars, as they say, and play here on the AT&T Stadium turf. I mean, at the same time, it's 47-0 and tough for Canada to swallow. All Team U.S. from the opening drive, they scored their first touchdown 39 seconds in.
After the first 39 seconds, you knew then. And we were hoping, Dave, we were talking earlier about how we wanted this game to really live up to the billing that it looked like it was. You know, the amount of talent level that Canada had increased in. We saw what happened in that U18 game last year, Canada winning that. Now they're coming in as the U19 squad, the national squad. We saw the size of this team, and the size of the receivers and the lines, and it was really building this game up to be big, but the speed and the athleticism and the accuracy of Team USA has just been phenomenal.
How about Haskins to take the hit and then brought down? That's Andy McFalls from Markham, Ontario on the tackle. Philippe Lavoie also there. A loss on the play of a couple. 2nd down and 12. Sanders remains at quarterback. Quincy Patterson, the second, played the first quarter. Jalen made in one possession. Spencer Sanders since, showing off his arm, going deep, man open, just out of the reach of Copeland.
I mean, a couple inches. We're not talking about that ball was overthrown by a couple of feet, just a couple inches.
I mean, this young man, Spencer Sanders, showing why he'll play his college football in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Well, look at that throw. Just unbelievable. Just out of the outreached hands of the receiver.
You don't think he's great at 7-on-7?
Oh, man.
3rd down now and 12 for the 17-yard line. Canada looking to make the stop. Up the seam, catch made. Daniel Arias, the future Colorado Buffalo, brought down just shy of the Canada 30.
Boy, that was a great throw, an even better catch, getting out of some trouble getting to the sideline, extra yards after the catch. Just textbook football right there going down the field, and nothing Canada can do about it. Really, I mean, really they're helpless at this point.
Aaron Sanders finding a little extra time, stepping up, and then a strike over the defense to Arias. That's a big target, 6'4", 195 from Mill Creek, Washington. Haskins. Push back forward progress gets him to the 29.
You know, we were talking a couple games ago about the sacrifices that everybody has to make. This is a team effort. You look at the sacrifices that the student athletes have to make, the coaches have to make, the players have to make. And then you look at the officials, because, you know, these are officiating crews are here for a good little amount of time as well, and they get more work. The staff that's been here, you know, we have, as Aaron Ingram so eloquently put it, we have our angel in the press box in Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Faust has been great to us. We appreciate it. Aaron Ingram, senior manager of the U.S. national team. Well, Sanders got by 2 men, but not the third. So the pressure from Canada forces the sack. Isaiah Joseph from Hamilton, Ontario.
Yeah, Isaiah Joseph doing a great job of moving around and finally getting the sack. You just have to stay with it. You know, there's nothing that they can really do at this point. 2:37 remaining in the game, but that was just a great effort defensively to get around and make sure that the quarterback didn't get any more positive yardage. Good job on the tackle.
3rd down and long. Brad Cecil, future USF Bull, delivers the snap from center. Going deep again through the hands of Bateman, incomplete.
Now, if you're one of the backs from Canada, one of the things you have to do as a defensive back, you have to turn around, look where that ball is going. Once you can see the receiver making contact going up, you got to turn around and make sure you know where that ball is. Luckily, it wasn't going to be pass interference here, but just those are the kinds of things that make the difference. See how his back was to the ball the whole time?
That was Arthur Hamlin on coverage, and with it 47-0, 4th and 13, just out of field goal range. So USA goes for it here.
Why not?
Sanders flushed out of the pocket, down the sideline, tipped away, incomplete, intended for Bates. Nice play, Shea Weeks, to force the USA to turn the ball over on down.
That's a good play by Shea Weeks, getting that ball and tipping it out of the path of the intended receiver. And now Canada, great play defensively. They can come on board here offensively, possibly make something happen. quarterback just going downfield. Had a man, but tips right there.
So on defense goes the USA. Jamon Green, Jordan Minor at corner. Jalen Reed from Olive Branch, Mississippi, also on the field. Senegal being chased.
Whoa.
Oh, is he hammered? Oh my goodness. Brian Asamoah II, future Oklahoma Sooner. But thoughts now to the quarterback as he was down, and there's a flag down as well. This may be called a hit to the head, but my goodness, regardless what contact, and you can feel that impact from up here.
Man, that was a collision that was incredible. Just a really vicious collision. And now you got this young man out here from Team Canada.
Personal foul, targeting, number 5, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
In college, if you get hit for targeting, you're out.
It's a young man in Asamoah, 6'2", 210, from Columbus, Ohio. And with speed to match the size. Goodness.
Just
what a hit he applied.
Yeah. They're bringing the card out.
They will bring the card out. 1:40 to go, third quarter. The targeting called. When I saw it live, I wasn't so sure, but they're calling all hits like that targeting in this game. And really, that's just especially in a one-sided affair like this, for safety. Don't want to get the heat amped up too much among these players. Regardless, though, and this is good news, is the young man now is sitting up and not just on his back. And he'll try to get up now. But very, very slowly. And reserved hand for Jonathan Senecal, Mirabel, Quebec. Yeah, they did bring the card out just in case. You see it drive off now. And obviously, Senecal will be tended to on the bench as he took as vicious a hit as we've seen at the International Bowl. Whew. Targeting call places the ball on the 50. And a fresh set of downs for Canada. Duick likely a quarterback now. Andreas Duick from Hamilton, Ontario. As we'll get ready for a fresh set of downs. Chris Manoa into the defensive line for the USA. Future running rebel at UNLV. Austin Fontaine, 6'4", 320 from Waldorf, Maryland. He'll play his college football at Maryland. Devin Robinson from Memphis on his way to Mississippi State. Byron Hobbs in at linebacker wearing number 52. He's from nearby Fort Worth, just west of here. He'll play his college ball down in Austin for the University of Texas. Those among the players on the field for the U.S. Also Calvin Hart, future NC State Wolfpack from Cooper City, Florida. So it is Duke at quarterback, going deep and just out of the reach and complete of LaFlamme. Jordan Minor on coverage, future Penn State Nittany Lion.
We have the EMTs going on the other side to tend to the player. Of course, it'll be a concussion protocol.
I can imagine seeing Senecal return to the game, regardless of how he's checked out on that sideline. Without a leg. So now second down and 10, 1:15 to go, third quarter. Kind as the tailback, he gets the call and wrapped it right away. Gain of a couple, and that's hard on the stop.
Well, that's how you know you got some beef. Sometimes defensive linemen have those shirts up and all that kind of stuff. That's how you know you got beef going on right there.
There's some big boys down there. Manoa at 320. Fontaine at 320. It's the interior of this USA defensive line. Good hit. LaFlamme able to hold on. Minor on the tackle, and it'll be 4th down at about 5. Clock winding down to end the 3rd quarter. A game which has just been dominated from really the opening whistle. Here tonight, our grand finale of the International Bowl 9, presented by USA Football, and the United States flexing its muscles. 415 yards of offense by the U.S. It's still a quarter to go at AT&T Stadium. 47-0 the score. Hey, the game hasn't gone the way of Team Canada, but for those fans, there are super fans of the game. They're brought to you by Superfan Fundraising. For all your team's fundraising needs, visit usafootball.com/fundraising. That's usafootball.com/fundraising. Oh, Canada. Oh, boy, in this one, 47-0. USA with the lead, outgaining Canada 415-62. They've run double the play, 60-30. Canada, 2 first downs, 0 of 8 on thirds. Definitely much more dominating performance than we expected. Not that we thought the U.S. would be worse. Thought Team Canada would perform a little better. This is a country easily number 2 when it comes to the development of American football, and they've been good in previous U19 games. But all United States here in this one. Not a great punt, and the United States will have it from its own 27-yard line. U.S. has used 3 quarterbacks in this game. Spencer Sanders is 13-20 for 181 yards. Quincy Patterson, the second, played the first quarter, went 3 of 7 for 25. Jalen Maiden has played just 1 possession for the United States. And it looks like we will see for the first time in a while Patterson, the future Virginia Tech Hokie from Chicago, Illinois, taking the field for the United States. Quentin Wilson on the offensive line. He'll play his college ball at Kentucky. Cameron King from Marshall, Texas, just east of us. He'll play his college football in Hattiesburg for Southern Miss. Nice job coming back to the football. That's the future Kentucky Wildcat. And Brendan Bates, 6'5", 235. sacrificing his body to make that grab.
There's a good chance that they're going to convert him to a tight end when he gets to Kentucky.
I would imagine. That's a true 6'5", 235 too.
Oh yeah.
This is Tavion Thomas, future Oklahoma Sooner, with a touchdown today from Dayton, Ohio. Enough for the first to the 37-yard line. There's Evan Gregory, number 75 from Brandywine, Maryland. He'll play his college ball at Maryland. Luke Schoonmaker on the field, future Michigan Wolverine, wearing number 84, 6'6" from Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Schoonmaker will be at the top of your screen. 1st and 10 for the United States. Williams lost the ball. They're going to roll that a fumble.
Canada will get the ball if it's a fumble here.
Canada has possession. First USA turnover. Yeah, something to be excited about. So Isaiah Joseph went to the Dallas Cowboys star and kneeled, only because that's what USA players have done after turnovers today. Had he play to go get the football.
Hey, anything that you can do to try to find something positive, a silver lining, the needle in the haystack.
Well, this is the last time that these players will take part in the International Bowl. Many of them will play college, of course, the U.S. here, and for many of these players from Canada north of the border. Squeezing through and past the 20-yard line into the red zone. Alex Gale on the carry.
You know, the next time that some of these guys see each other will be on the gridiron across from each other. We've got Brian Asamoah. He's going to Oklahoma. He'll see Spencer Sanders going to Oklahoma State. You got guys from Minnesota. Rashad Bateman. He's going to see Julius Brents going to Iowa. He's going to see all those guys going to Michigan.
To the end zone and incomplete. That might have been tipping. Take another look at it. I think Isaiah Bolden Stinson got to the ball just in time. Iloki was the intended receiver.
Well, let's look at it and see if there was a tip. Here's a throw going down the sideline.
Nope, just rather through the hands of Iloki. Second down and 10 from the USA 17. Canada looking to get on the board for the first time in this one. Gale. We haven't seen him until late, but a couple of powerful runs. Late flag as well. Gale out of bounds at the 6.
I think you're going to have a personal foul.
Personal foul, we'll see.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, number 99, defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
They get Manoa, and so 1st and goal now for Canada.
That was kind of an easy call. And here's why. Well, can't see it here, but that was a good run here.
Yeah, this was away from the play, the penalty on Manoa. But after the whistle, Canada now knocking on the door. Why not give it to big number 34, Alex Gale? They figure number 34 will get the football, nothing doing.
That's good defensive play there by Team USA. Just getting that push in. Still 9-10 remaining in this ball game. Team USA wants to keep Team Canada out of the end zone, possibly out of the scoring column.
To Roger Mitchell, future Ohio State Buckeye, with the tackle. Lost the 1 back to the 4, 2nd and goal. Duick at quarterback. Gale at tailback in the pistol. Flushed out of the pocket, straight ahead. Oh, kept his balance and fell forward across the goal line for the score. Heady effort for the young man from Hamilton, Ontario.
Well, there's a bright spot. Team Canada gets in the end zone. 8:28 left in the fourth quarter.
Our super fans like that one. And the touchdown to make it 47-6. Running clock has begun here in the fourth. Nice to see Team Canada get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, good individual effort. Diving forward, selling out, getting in the end zone. That's what you want to see from your players.
And the excitement by his teammates as well. Sully kicks the extra point through. 47-7 now.
So that means the international teams have scored 13 points today.
That's it by the two Canadian teams. Our two Mexican teams earlier today, despite UANL Mexico's under-18 team winning their game last week. Chihuahua Broncos and UANL's under-16 squad, both those teams U16, getting shut out earlier in our first two games of the day. Well, we've had plenty of offense in this one, 47-7. How about our offensive play of the game, brought to you by Cutter's Gloves. Cutter's, the official football glove of American football. This got the scoring started 39 seconds in. Christian Turner, 56-yard touchdown run, made it 7-0. USA obviously has not looked back since. 47-7 the lead. Turner, 81 yards on 8 carries, couple of touchdowns. Tavion Thomas, Hassan Haskins, Rashad Bateman with touchdown runs. Oddly, the U.S. does not have a touchdown pass in this game.
You know, you're talking about the Mexican teams that were here earlier today. A lot of fans, and I had a chance to talk to a couple of the fans from the Chihuahua Mexico team, and a lot of them, not only were they here to support the kids, but also very avid Dallas Cowboy fans. And Dallas offers the broadcast, the radio broadcast in English and in Spanish. So you have a lot of Hispanic people that love the Dallas Cowboys, and they cheer on the Cowboys every single week. You see them with paraphernalia, and that's also increased the visibility as well as the interest in American football.
Obviously one of the best marketed teams in the world.
Oh, there's no question.
It's been that way for so long. Drew Jackson on the return with a flag down as we await the call.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 21, receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down,
Holden
USA.
Stinson on the penalty. Quincy Patterson, the second, will be the quarterback again for the United States. And this drive will start from the U.S.'s own 10. We'll see if they start the running clock again. 7:44 to go here in the fourth quarter. David Salzman, Centauria Black with you. No matter how long you've been with us, maybe for some or all of this game, previous games here today, so happy you've taken part in helping us give you these games on the air on ESPN3 and through internationalbowl.com worldwide. Turner trying to get to the edge, and good pursuit. Nice tackle made. Hamlin.
Yeah, great tackle by Hamlin, coming across and making sure that the runner didn't get any more yardage. Still playing hard, and that's what you want to see out of these kids.
Well, they will. And a lot of these players will continue their football careers in college, some already completing their freshman year in college. Now, the International Bowl is recognized as a national team competition. So, for example, playing for the U.S., it's exempt from all-star game appearances because it is a team competition and not an exhibition technically. Same goes for the rules north of the border as well. Players like the kicker Sully, who already have played for the University of Saskatchewan, and will take part in this event.
Basically keeping you out of NC2A trouble is what that means.
Yes.
NC2A is the handbook. Well, it's not a handbook. The book is like a Bible. It's not a question of if you will violate a rule, it's just when. That's just how many rules that there are in that book.
Third down 6. Williams to throw, or rather Patterson zips a pass complete. Staying on his feet is Bateman. What a great effort past the 35-yard line.
That's just a great individual effort. Still running hard. Great catch by Bateman.
Clock stops as they move the chains. Now they'll start it up again as we approach 6 minutes remaining. Good job eluding pressure and then finding Bateman at the last second. Young man from Tipton, Georgia, who'll play his college ball in the Big Ten at Minnesota. Turner. Good job, Canada.
Yes.
Keeping Turner on the inside. That was Mittal staying outside. And then it was number 24, Josiah Shackle, finishing the play off.
Yeah, that was a good play. You see Shackle coming in, trying to go for that football. There's a gaggle of players, including Cole Hepburn, on the stop.
USA using just about all 40 seconds of the play clock. We approached 5 minutes. This was 13-0 through a quarter, 40-0 at the half. We've been even in the second half, but game already not in doubt.
Let me give you a foolish rule from the NC2A.
Which one? As Bateman with the catch.
There's a ton of them. Well, before the whole training table thing started, especially with the Power 5, you know, they whine about everything. But one of the things that was a rule, and I'm not kidding, if you give teams, this is before the training tables, a bagel, that's a snack. If you put cream cheese on it, it's counted as a meal. I'm not kidding. That is how the NC2A looks at things.
Yeah, I can't imagine being around the table determining what's a snack and what's a meal, and deciding that cream cheese makes the difference.
Now there's training tables.
Is that original cream cheese or third less fat?
So I think you should get third less penalty if it's third less fat.
Davion Thomas. First down to the Canada 46-yard line.
That was one of the players I was talking to from one of the schools in Texas, college player. They had pizza that was low fat, low sodium.
What's a meal then? Or it's a snack if you take a couple of bites.
Well, he said it was a snack because it wasn't real pizza.
Was pizza in?
No, it was just low fat, low sodium. And he said it was low taste, so it should be not a meal, it should be a snack.
So the cheese makes the difference whether it's a snack or a meal.
In some cases.
Big hole. Thomas. Good power runner. 6'2", 234, future Oklahoma Sooner. First down. Turnovers early played a big part in this game as the U.S. pulled away. Time for a defensive place of the game, brought to you by Shadowman Sports. Get better at block and tackle techniques while reducing player-on-player contact. In practice, www.shadowmansports.com. Hashtag better every tackle. German Green the first pick, and how about Jordan Minor laying out for our second interception, our second defensive play of the game. Philippe Lebois on a knee for Team Canada. He's 10-2, and the clock stops with 3:19 to go. 47-7. The lead for Elijah Brooks' squad, head coach of the Under-19 national team. Coach of one of the best programs in all of the nation with the Catholic in Hyattsville, Maryland. Undefeated season in 2016, 4 straight Washington Catholic Athletic Conference championships from 2013 through 2016.
Unbelievable team over at DeMatha. National power every single year.
Clock running as we approach 3 minutes. Patterson. Pump fake. Going deep. Copeland. Incomplete.
Copeland had a shot at it. Just couldn't pull it in.
No running clock here. Clock stopped with 2:51 left. Boy, should have had it right through the hands of Copeland. They'll be second down and 10. They started with a 47-0 win for the U.S. Under-16 select squad over the Chihuahua Broncos of Mexico. Under-16 national team did it 3 points better, 50-0 over UANL Mexico. 47-6. Ball loose on the exchange. And Canada picks it up. Second turnover by the United States in the fourth quarter. That's Sandor Maud from Welland, Ontario. 47-6, the Under-17 national team knocked off Team British Columbia. And 47-7 here as Canada gets the ball back with 2:34 to go. (47-7) again, the score of the United States with the lead. The International Bowl brought to you by USA Football, brought to you by Flip Give, an official fundraising partner of USA Football. Siege Sports, the official uniform partner of the U.S. national teams. And Tackle Tube, the preferred tackling equipment provider of USA Football. Thanks to all our sponsors of the International Bowl all day here on ESPN3. These games here at AT&T Stadium.
Well, we got second down and 10 here. 2:26 left to go in the game. And they'll start this clock here in just a second. (47-7). Here's a run to the near side. And going out of bounds with the football, number 28, Aiden O'Neill, Sackville, New Brunswick. Clock keeps going, 2:15 remaining in the ball game.
First set of downs for Canada from the 48-yard line. Duke remains at quarterback.
Now approaching 2 minutes remaining in the final International Bowl game of the year.
Trying to set up the screen, nothing doing. Look out.
Ooh.
It was the outside the pocket. No flag, and it'll be second down and 10.
Canada now facing second down and 10, 1:52 remaining in the game. Game is already in hand for the U.S. Canada just trying to finish out strong.
Second and 10. Canada from its own 48. Look out, blitz coming, no chance. Armani Chapman with the sack.
Boy, Armani Chapman just steamrolled the quarterback. And that was number 4, Andreas Duick. Wow.
Never saw him coming. Corner blitz leads to the big loss back to the 37-yard line, a loss of 11. And it's third down and 21.
Clock keeps going, 1:23 left.
So best of luck to these players from Canada. Many of them continuing their football careers north of the border. And of course, best of luck to these United States players. Just about all of them will be playing on Saturdays here in the States, and almost all for FBS schools. Seaman kinda up the middle to the 41-yard line.
Short game. Third and 21, 58 seconds remaining in the game.
Winding down here, 4th and 17 now for Team Canada. They'll have bragging rights on the under-18 level, as they knocked out the U.S. Wednesday night, 44-26. But on the U19 level, all United States here, 47-7 is the score. Looking to throw.
He's going down.
The sack. Back at the 32. And on the sack, that's Tyler Lacey.
Well, you know what, Dave, this has been another great event. For me, it started on Wednesday, ended today. It's been an absolute blast once again. This game continues to grow every year. I want to thank everybody at USA Football for, inviting us back and doing what we do.
All right, time now for our defensive player of the game, Brian Asamoah II, and Spencer Sanders, the MVP. Sanders leading passer for the United States today. almost 200 yards through the air. Brought to you by Riddell, the official uniform partner. Or I apologize, Riddell, our sponsor of USA Football. A knee for a final play of the game, and that'll do it. Under-19 national team with a victory, 47-7. Elijah Brooks' squad dominant here today.
Wasn't even close, Dave. It was 39 seconds in. U.S. started scoring and never stopped in this ballgame.
47-7. U.S. 19 national team with the victory. And the U.S. wins all 4 games today of the International Bowl by a combined 194-13 score. Best of luck to these young men in black as they continue their careers on Saturdays across campuses across the country. And best of luck to all the players from Team Canada and their future. For Centuria Black, our producer Kurt Duckert, our entire DNA crew, and everyone involved with USA Football, thanks to you for joining us. I'm David Salzman. Team USA Under-19 national team with a victory 47-7 over Team Canada. This has been a presentation of USA Football and ESPN.